This article focuses on three main strands of the beyond growth theories that we see in the literature. In particular, it focuses on a comparison between degrowth, what I call the steady state economy theories that include approaches like the donut economics and so on and so forth, and the approaches that we can combine under the overall concept of well-being or well-being economy. The main purpose of the article is to bring together lots of work that has been done over the past decades to try and think in creative terms what it means to build an economy that goes beyond growth. And some of this has been done by different authors in different countries. And so we bring all of them together under three different concepts, which we find extremely useful, which is the one that we know very well, the one of degrowth, and different theories and approaches from Daly's work on the steady state economy to, as I said, donut economics and the planetary boundaries that focus mostly on the limits of growth. We can grow up to which point, and then the work that has been done more recently on well-being and how well-being, human, ecological, environmental, social well-being, how that imposes a change and a shift in our economic paradigms, in our economic theories, and so on and so forth. We bring these, all the different pieces of literature under the three different concepts, and then we compare not only what they propose in terms of economic transformation, which is fundamental and crucial, but it's also relatively well known in the literature, but we go beyond that and we compare their approaches and proposals and what that may mean for global governance. And this is unique. It's not been done so far, to try and understand what kind of world, what kind of international relations, what kind of international economic systems do these approaches aim to build. And in the article, what we look at is the kind of international regulations they propose, for instance, on fiscal reform or on trade. What does it mean to change the world trade system from a degrowth perspective vis-a-vis a steady state economy perspective or a well-being economy perspective? Are there differences and similarities, and what kind of impact they've had in terms of translating those ideas and those concepts into policy proposals and policy and real actions on the ground? The same we do when we look at the kind of global system or world system that they aim to build. The extent to which these theoretical approaches aim to reframe the global economy and the global relations. Many of them propose concepts like new forms of regionalism, bioregionalism. How many of them purport the idea of a localized economic and political systems vis-a-vis what we know as the global economy, the extent to which they are similar or different in how they propose reforms at the global economic and political level. What would happen if the world was to be embracing a concept of well-being? How would that change in terms of regionalization, globalization? What would happen if we were to embrace the tenets of degrowth to try and understand how the globalized economy would work? Would that be a fully localized economy? Would that be a new form of regionalism, and so on and so forth? In the article, we compare all the different strands and we conclude that all of them have many important similarities, and they are part of one single trajectory. And this trajectory is to make not only the world more sustainable, but also to increase the quality of life and to make people more participate in economic processes, and so empower human beings, individuals, in defining the economic trajectory of localities, cities, countries, and the whole globe. But there are also significant differences. In some cases, some of these approaches have been way more successful theoretically, we argue, than politically. Degrowth being a very good example. Many of the theorists of degrowth have managed to significantly impact the theoretical and academic debate. Very little has happened at this stage on the more specific policy impact level. The well-being economists, on the other hand, have been much more successful at impacting the political sphere and are only recently becoming more and more known as in terms of their concepts and suggestions and so on and so forth in the academic debate. While when it comes to the steady state economy, different approaches and theories, we've seen varying degrees of success. In some cases, donut economics being a very good case in point, a very significant success in terms of adoption, also as a policy tool. What does that mean? It means that we are probably witnessing the growth of an economic and social and political movement out of these theories. And what we need now is a convergence and a reciprocal support process so that their proposals, their tenets, their key concepts become mainstream, not only in the academic debate, and they're not yet, but also in the policy debate globally. This could be, and this is the conclusion of the article, a fundamental push towards achieving the sustainability that we all claim to want to achieve, but we haven't been able to translate into practical solutions for our day-to-day life.